Welcome to Tech in the Car, direct from Hollywood. This is a Chevrolet Bison ZR2 pickup truck. Big thank you to Chevrolet for loaning me this truck while I'm in California. And I'm actually coming to you from right behind the Hollywood sign. You can't see it here, but it's just around the corner there. And where better a place to talk about this car than a place where looks is very, very important. And this is undoubtedly a looker of a pickup truck. Now, I've never driven a pickup truck. I've never been in one of these. And when I collected it from the airport, I was totally amazed by how big this thing is. Now, this is a mid-size pickup truck. It's not even the largest pickup truck that Chevrolet makes or that you can get on the market. This truck, the ZR2, or I guess ZR2 you'd call it here in the US, is very much the off-road version of the Colorado pickup truck. This is designed for handling those rugged areas where you wouldn't normally be able to take your truck, and it's designed with that, so it's got high clearance, it's got locking differentials, it's got a design which you can see gives it a lot of clearance for dealing with those scenarios which maybe wouldn't be that easy to deal with in other trucks. So this is the most versatile version, and it is a absolute head turner. I am honestly surprised at how many people stop and look at this truck. I don't know whether it's the color, the dune sand metallic, or whether it's just because this is a unique truck. There are not many ZR2s around. For whatever reason, people are always looking at this, which I find super, super interesting. And they come up to me and they say, nice truck. So, you know, and I can't take the credit for that because it's not my truck. So I tell them, Chevrolet make it. Chevrolet gave it to me. And they're like, huh. So I think this is pretty good advertising for Chevrolet, if I'm honest with you, which is obviously why we make these videos. So the general feeling that I'm getting are people love seeing this truck. I'm enjoying driving this truck, knowing that I have that high position, that versatility, that space. And then on top of that, it's just a really, really, I don't know, I just feel really American driving around in the truck. It's just really interesting to see that. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to drive this. I think I'm going to talk about some of the specs on this, the ZR2 Bison, and we go through that and have a walk around. This has a glossy black front. We've got this sand dune metallic color. We've got this power dome. This car gets so many looks from people as I'm driving around. It's unbelievable, and I feel like a bit of an imposter, a British guy in a pickup truck listening to country music. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Maybe that should be illegal. And this ZR2 Bison is the super off-road version, built with the help of AEV, which is the American Expeditionary Vehicles, and they're based in Montana, and they've added loads of cool stuff. And you can see here, it's got a higher ride height than you would normally get from an ZR2. It essentially is 2 inches higher because it is the off-road version. So what makes this version, other than the slightly higher ride height, so good for off-roading? Well, AEV have added lots of cool things. For example, steel imprinted front bumpers, front and rear. There's 5 skid plates underneath the body on the bottom of the truck, so if you go over rocks or something, it doesn't damage the bottom of the car. They protect the oil pan and the rear differential. It's got a multi-matic special suspension designed specifically for off-roading. And it's got these really cool wheels, which are absolutely massive in terms of the amount of rubber. You don't get tires like these in Europe, I can tell you that much. And these are really cool graphite gray with an aluminium finish, and they look fantastic. This vehicle is 54,950 as spec, and it has a 4-cylinder 2.8 litre diesel engine. There is also a V6 engine available. This car has 181 horsepower and around 300 pound-feet of torque. And it's 4-wheel drive, and it has locking differentials, so you can lock either front or back when you go off-road. So it's got everything covered. For me as a British person, well, you know, if you watch my driving section here, you'll hear my impressions of what it's like to drive a pickup truck, which I've never driven before, how it feels for me on the road being so big, not big for the US, but big for somebody in Europe, even though this is mid-size, and what I think about trying to park it, which is an interesting experience. Let's have a look at the side and the back of this now. This truck has got space for 3 people in the back. There's 2 seats plus 1 in the middle. So this has got a larger cab. but the bed here is a normal size, it's not extended. The other thing to notice is these steel bars protect the bodywork, they're frame protectors. So if you're going over any off-road areas, the rocks are not going to damage the side of the door, which is a good thing to take into consideration. Also, big credit for the matte black effect around the windows, not glossy because glossy gets scratched and doesn't look very good. So that's a big improvement. And then as we come towards the back here, you can see these flared arches. So this vehicle is about 3.5 inches wider than a typical Colorado. Again, it's because it's a Bison, it's the off-road version, but it's wider, it's taller, and it's more versatile in terms of its design. What about the back of the ZR2 Bison? So we've got this tailgate, it's soft close, or open, I should say, it's soft open. And there's tons of space, you can put loads of stuff in here. It looks like it's about 4.5 feet to the back there. I rode down to the car park where I parked this with the bicycle from my hotel. I was able to put that in there and then go back. Not a powered closing tailgate, but those are quite rare in the scheme of things. And then at the back here, you've got these skid plates again down here underneath and these frame protectors, which protects the back of the car. And it's just very solid. Again, steel bumpers for the rear, courtesy of AEV. So it's got lots of versatility. In terms of design, the Chevrolet logo is imprinted here, and we've got the AEV logo with the Bison on here from Montana and the Colorado logo. And we've of course got a sliding rear window there so you can see out the back. Note the sports exhaust down here, which comes out to the side. It's not coming out the back. So again, it's designed to try and be protected when you're off-road as well. What about space in the back of the Colorado pickup truck? So I have to jump in because it's 2 inches higher off the ground, being the Bison. And you can see this front seat is pushed really far back, so I have lots of space in the front for my bags. But I've got a ton of space. I've still got knee room even with that all the way back. If it was in its right position, I'd have another probably 6 to 7 inches space in front of me. I've got tons of headroom. I've got tons of shoulder room. Inside here, we've got pockets. We've got 2 USBs. We've got a 12-volt charger. These doors have quite wide windows and there's space for your drinks as well. So there's a lot of space here. So what about space on the inside? So first of all, I have to climb up, as you can see, which I find incredibly amusing, not being used to having to climb into vehicles. But once you're in here, you've got this massive, really good view of the road. You've got so much road presence and everything is really logically placed in here. We've got our touch screen here, which has got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We've got little buttons here for back, forwards, make it nice and easy. Your volume controls, your OK button. And then underneath we've got your climate control, which has got physical buttons. And then we've got our buttons down here for the off-road, for the locking the differentials, for the exhaust brake, for all of the settings that you would want there. And then we've got our heated and ventilated seats. Pretty cool. We've also got 2 cup holders. We've got a space here where you can put your stuff, and there's a USB, 2 USBs here. And then we've got wireless charging. And then we've got a really deep center console. I can put my arm all the way to the bottom there, which is very large, and continues the idea of having a lot of space in a pickup truck. We've also got our glove box here, and then I've got a nice easy to see mirror. This has got OnStar, so I can call and ask for assistance. It's also actually got a heated steering wheel. This model doesn't have digital displays in front of the driver, but it's very clear and easy to see. And then to the left here, we have our light controls and our 2- and 4-wheel drive mode settings. And obviously we got our traditional window settings on the side here. These seats are incredibly comfortable. They are very, very nice. They're like bucket seats, Chevrolet calls them. I'm not sure I would necessarily call them bucket seats. And they have the AEV, American Expeditionary Vehicles logo embroidered into the top here, which is an optional extra which comes with the Bison. So what are my impressions of this truck? Well, I've been driving it for a few days and I've grown to really, really enjoy driving a truck. Don't get me wrong, I still like having a nimble, sporty saloon, but the road presence, the ability to not worry about wherever you're going, the unrivaled space and the comfort and luxury you feel is something which nothing else compares to. There's nothing else in terms of vehicles that comes close. Pickup trucks are a breed unto their own, and they're very, very exciting. And this is a particularly fine and good and enjoyable vehicle. So check out the ZR2 Bison. Big thank you to Chevrolet again. So I had to get the Hollywood sign into focus, into the shot. So there we go. It makes it much more fun. Please don't forget to give this a like if you find it useful. Subscribe for more. Check out my other videos on tech in the car.